Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations, and I'm very pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to this online learning journey. Today, we're diving into something that's absolutely critical for any future leader in this industry, the Key Account Strategy Playbook. We're going to explore how to transform your most important client relationships into powerful, lasting partnerships. So let's get started. This quote, it really cuts right to the heart of the matter. In our world, in hospitality, relationships are everything. But if you're leaving your most important connections to chance, well, that's not a strategy. That's a gamble. And in today's market, that is a risk you simply cannot afford to take. So I really want you to think about this question as we go. Are your successes the result of a deliberate, thoughtful plan? Or are they just a bit of good luck? By the end of our time together, you're going to have the framework to make sure it is always, always by design. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll talk about why we need to move beyond those spontaneous interactions. Then, we'll define what a real strategy looks like. And after that, we'll get into the practical, step-by-step process of building it, from really understanding your client to nurturing a true long-term partnership. All right, let's jump into section 1. So, why is being purely reactive so dangerous these days? Well, it's because the world of hospitality has fundamentally changed. It is faster, it's way more complex, and it's more competitive than it has ever been. Just think about the landscape we're operating in. The markets are incredibly dynamic. Guest expectations, they seem to change overnight. Corporate clients are constantly tweaking their travel policies. In an environment like this, if you're just sitting back and reacting to requests as they come in, you're already falling behind. The real danger here is losing your strategic edge to a competitor who's busy thinking 3 steps ahead. So if just reacting is the problem, what's the solution? Well, that brings us right to section 2. It's time to define what a proactive strategy actually is and how we turn our approach from something that feels random into something truly purposeful. So when we use this term key account strategy, what are we really talking about? It's your game plan. It's what moves you from just answering emails and taking calls to having a structured, intentional process for growth. And the end goal? It's simple. Creating long-term, sustainable success for your hotel. I really love this metaphor. I want you to think of your strategy as a bridge. It's the thing that connects what you know about your client, all that valuable insight, to what you actually do for them. That's the action. You see, without that bridge, all the client knowledge in the world is just data sitting on a server. It never becomes a meaningful result. Okay, so let's get to work building that bridge. Welcome to section 3. The absolute foundation of any winning strategy starts with one thing, a deep, almost obsessive understanding of your client's world. We can break this whole discovery process down into 3 essential pillars. First, you've got to analyze their core motivations. What really drives them to travel or host an event? Second, you need to map out their decision-making structure. Who are the real players? Who actually signs the check? And third, you have to define their metrics for success. What does a win actually look like from their perspective? And this table just illustrates it perfectly. Not all clients are created equal. Just look at the difference. Your corporate client, their primary motivation is probably about operational efficiency. You're dealing with procurement and travel managers, and for them, success is measured in cost savings. Now compare that to a professional association. They're all about advancing knowledge and networking. You're talking to event planners and board members, and success to them means creating memorable experiences. You absolutely cannot approach these two with the same pitch. Okay, so we've spent time looking at the client's world. Now it's time to look in the mirror. In section 4, we're going to connect what they need with what we are trying to achieve as a business. This is where the magic really happens, at this strategic intersection. This isn't about winning a negotiation, it's about creating a true win-win. Look here, their goal to reduce travel costs can align perfectly with your need for steady, predictable revenue. Their desire for an exceptional conference, that helps you build your brand and market position. The true art of strategy is finding that sweet spot where both of your objectives meet and create mutual success. Now, this is a crucial point. Your strategy, no matter how ambitious, has to be grounded in reality. It is so tempting to promise the world, but your commitments have to be achievable. Does your plan actually align with your staffing levels? Your kitchen capacity? Can you deliver this amazing experience for your key account without letting service quality slip for all your other guests? A great strategy ensures your operational teams are fully prepared to execute flawlessly. And that brings us to our final section, We've designed the strategy. Now we have to make it last. Section 5 is all about moving beyond that initial contract and into the realm of true long-term collaboration. A great strategic relationship evolves. It doesn't just happen. It might start in year 1 with that first contract, where you're just building foundational trust. By year 2, you're collaborating more deeply. Come year 3, maybe you're talking about multi-year agreements and proactive planning. And by year 5 and beyond, you're not a vendor anymore. You're a true strategic partner, both invested in each other's growth. And please remember this, a strategy isn't something you create once and then file away in a drawer. It has to be a living, breathing thing. That means regular performance reviews. It means anticipating their needs. Are they expanding? It means making sure every single department in your hotel is aligned. When your strategy is clear and alive, it empowers your staff to make confident decisions, and it builds a partnership that's resilient enough to handle whatever the market throws at it. Ultimately, this is what it's all about. This is what we're striving for. We are moving away from just a series of isolated bookings, of transactions, and we are building something far more valuable. We're building a collaborative journey where both you and your client are growing together, guided by insight, by mutual respect, and by a shared vision for the future. So I'll leave you with this final thought, this challenge. Based on everything we've just covered, what is the one strategic conversation you can go out and start tomorrow that will begin to elevate a key relationship? One that will transform it from something left to chance to something built with deliberate, brilliant design. That's your first step. Thank you for your time.